All right, so what is metabolism? Any ideas of what metabolism is?
How fast your food uses your calories that you...
How your body uses the calories that you bring in, at what rate, right? So is, say, a male who's like 6'4", really built and muscular, is he going to use calories differently than a petite 5'1" woman who weighs maybe 100 pounds? Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So it really is how efficiently your body is going to break down the calories that you input into your body. So somebody who's a lot more muscular is going to be able to break down those calories more efficiently and more effectively than somebody who doesn't have as much muscle on them. There's a thing called BMR. It's your basal metabolic rate. Any ideas what that is? We've talked about it just a tiny little bit. So I know most of you guys are using your Fitbit. Did you ever wake up in the morning and wonder why you'd already burned like 500 calories and thought this can't be right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You look at it and you're like, how is this possible? I've been sleeping.
I asked you once, I said, is this right?
Yeah. So in a 24-hour period, your BMR is how many calories you burn while at rest. Because you have to breathe, your heart has to beat, your digestive system has to function, your kidneys have to process through your food and pull stuff out. Your brain actually still is working, even if you're dreaming. Think about the activity. There's a lot of things. Then you add on top of that activity, and man, there's a lot more calories. But your basal metabolic rate is, again, the rate at which your body burns calories while you're at rest. So when you look at your Fitbit, and if you scroll way back through to maybe a day when you didn't wear it at all, and you're like, wait a second, I still burned 1,200 calories, or 1,157 calories, or something like that. That's typically what your basal metabolic rate is. It's based off of your age, your sex, your height, and your weight. At least as far as the calculations in Fitbit. If you want to get a very true basal metabolic rate, then we have to do muscle testing and see exactly how much body fat you have on your body. And that's by far the gold standard. In your books, let me pull the page, because I'm not exactly sure what page it is. It's on page 10. You can see a little chart where it has a man and a woman. Can you see that right there? Okay, that's the calculations of how to get your BMR. You guys see that? So I know it's taking you steps back to a math class, but you really have to use the parentheses and stuff like that. Okay, so I'm going to do it for a woman just because most of us are women in here. Okay, so I'm going to leave that 655 off to the side. You're going to do 4.35 times your weight in pounds. And then write that number just above it, just so you kind of have it's a little bit easier.
Say that again?
4.35 times your times your weight in pounds. You see on page 10 right there, that little calculation? Okay. Now the next calculation is 4.7 times your height in inches. So 5 feet is 60 inches. Ooh, I started hearing the rain coming down. So if you're 5'5", you're 65 inches. Okay. The next calculation that you need to write the number down for is 4.7 times your age. Do you have all those numbers now? So then we start at the beginning. Now, Mel, yours is going to be different because you're a male. So we'll have to do it just a bit different. All right, so 655 plus the first calculation, plus your second calculation, minus your third calculation. What number did you get? 1602.
So that's how much I would burn greenhouse gas.
So when I tell you guys, I'm sure you guys have all heard about this diet. It went through Pagosa like wildfire a few years ago. It's called the HCG diet. Remember hearing about that?
I've never done it.
Yeah, Vicki actually did it. Vicki, can you tell me a little bit about what that diet entailed?
500 calories a day.
Ouch.
The drops,
Mm-hmm.
which supposedly speeds your
Metabolism up.
and
That's about
yeah,
it.
It's like you were allowed just little tabs of this, that, and the other.
Yeah, 500 calories. 500 calories isn't enough to keep your body functioning. Your lungs breathing, your digestive system working, your hair and your nails growing, your muscles to work. So after about, it was about 8 months when I really started to see the effects of it. I had people come to me and they were literally balding. Their hair was completely falling out because they weren't giving their body enough nutrition to even sustain their daily activities. That's crazy, huh? So make sure that, as you're eating, that you're really not dropping below your basal metabolic rate. It's very, very important that you're eating enough food. If you eat more than what your body expends, now we take into consideration exercise, right? Okay, so basal metabolic rate plus your exercise. If you're eating more than that, then you're going to gain weight. If you're eating, holy cow, you really hear that?
Yeah.
Man, it's coming down. If you're eating less than that, then you are going to lose weight. If you're dropping below your basal metabolic rate, or for those of us who exercise a lot, like Michelle, you're busy all day long with those kids, you've got to make sure that you're fueling appropriately. And if you're not fueling appropriately, you're going to go into what we call starvation mode. And that gets kind of scary, okay? It really affects how your body is able to use those calories and how it will hold on to some of those calories. Any questions so far? Okay. Double check your calculation because I'm thinking for you it might be more like the 1,300, something like that. Just double check it. Also go back.
Does it go down with age?
Pardon?
Does it go down?
It does go down with age, yes. Yeah, it does go down with age. Yeah. Yep, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. The younger you are, the easier it is. So yo-yo dieting is something that I think we've all been there, done that, right? If you've yo-yo dieted, you know what yo-yo dieting means? Okay, you go on a crash diet and then you're like, screw this. It's not working for me. You gain weight. And then you're like, okay, I've got to get the weight off somehow. You crash diet, pull your weight down, then you go right back up. Okay, so your metabolism actually has memory to it. There's been a lot of studies, and a lot of them have really come out of the show The Biggest Loser, where a lot of the contestants on that show, because they lose such excessive weight in such a short amount of time, they completely change what they're doing, and then they go home, and then life hits. And they start going into what we call starvation mode. So when your metabolism has become damaged by going into the starvation mode, your body is going to hold on to the calories. Rebecca posted a really, really cool thing. It was so funny. It's like, okay, so for breakfast I had like this kale banana smoothie, and then for lunch I had like 5 lettuce leaves, and then for dinner I had like a whole fried chicken, I had a bag of chips, I had a wasn't it hilarious? But it was so true. So completely true. So during the day, your body, if you're eating like that, and I mean, we've all done that. I know it, okay? If you've done it, raise your hand. Okay, so we're all in the same position, okay? So you really don't eat anything during the day, or you eat like what you consider to be really, really good, and then you binge at night. So during the day, you're actually in starvation mode. You're not giving your body enough calories to function. The second that you start eating, your body's like, hello, food. I am going to hang on to you, and I am just going to hold you inside until, because I may not get food for a while. So you're not able to use those calories effectively. So that's why I've got you guys eating 5 times a day. I'm trying to give you guys food during the day. If you're eating those 5 meals a day, you're not going to be able to really binge at night, are you? Again, the whole purpose of eating the 5 times a day is so that you don't feel like overly full, but you're satisfied throughout the entire day.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Really, really be cautious of that yo-yo dieting, okay? When you guys finish this program in a couple more weeks, stay on it. Really, am I giving you guys food? Am I pulling food away and am I saying, okay, don't eat ever? The complete opposite. I'm saying I'm giving you food. And for some people who have a really damaged metabolism for years and years of dieting and going on these starvation binges, it's going to take a lot longer and it's going to be a lot harder. But when you stick with the plan and you give your body the appropriate fuel, you are going to make progress. Okay? The other thing that's really interesting with your metabolism is eliminating certain foods from your diet. Do you guys remember the no carb days? Mm-hmm. No carbs ever. And then the second that you have a carb, you eat it and you go. It's because you eliminated it from your diet. The second that you gave it back, your body's like, oh, thank you, and I'm going to hang on to it. And then you feel bloated. I mean, it makes sense, doesn't it? But if you continually give your body the fuel that it needs, the carbohydrates, the fats, the proteins, the vegetables, the fruits, if you're giving your body all of those things, then you're going to be satisfied and you're going to be fueling appropriately. Kind of cool, huh? So not eating, I know you think it's a really good thing. Like, again, I ate that kale and spinach and banana shake, and then I had 5 lettuce leaves for lunch. I'm doing awesome. And then for dinner, I had just a little tiny slice of fish, and I had some asparagus. I'm doing awesome. And you go for 4 days, and you're doing awesome. Those are not awesome eating days. Those are awesome willpower days. Okay? And then you binge all weekend. We've all been there. We've all done that. And that's why, again, I'm trying to give you guys the ground rules of how to eat appropriately for your lives. You're all busy. You've all got a million things going on. So give yourself the fuel that it needs.